All right, guys, heads up. Okay, I said a system is when two or more equations work together to produce an answer. Again, for eighth grade, y'all gonna be dealing with how many equations? Two. Okay, higher grades, you'll deal with more than two. All right, so notice that I have here, I have statement 1 and I have statement 2 for exactly 2. Now, we're not going to start off with equations, guys. I'm going to start off with two things that have to work together in order to produce an answer, but we're going to guess and check instead of writing an equation. Okay? I don't want you writing the equations first and then trying to find an answer, because sometimes like you don't quite understand it unless you do something like this chart. All right, so we're going to do the chart. So first of all, before we even get into the chart, let's read statement 1 and statement 2. And again, the two things have to work together. If you try to do one of them by, just itself, you can't get an answer. So let's look at 1. And everybody, do we understand basketball before I start?
No, ma'am.
We don't?
I don't know.
Okay, so let me say this. Do we know, like, if you shoot from behind the arc, that big arc, how many points that's worth? 3.
Oh, 3.
What if you shoot on the inside of it? 2. What about the free throw line? 1. Okay. Free throw line is 1. Okay, I'm gonna wait till you keep the box at your desk in if you need to. All right. Go ahead. All right, so y'all listen. So the 3 point, we got 3 point shots, we got 2 point shots, and we have a free throw. So if you look at statement 1, it says Unique scored 30 points in the basketball game she played the other night, and not once did she go where? Read. I'm on number statement 1, babe. I'm trying to see if, yeah. Okay, I need to make you all sure that we're all on the same page, guys. She scored 30 points, but she didn't go to the free throw line, which means she scored all 2s, all 3s, or a combination of 2s and what? To make the 30 points. Okay, yeah, I know the Unique mechanic. I made this problem up while she was going to school here. I don't know her. She's a great basketball player.
I know her.
You know her? All right, so like on number 2, though, it provides a little more information. So it's going to help us get an answer to what is about to be asked. It says also Unique's number of 2 point shots that she made is also 5 more than the number of 3 point shots that she made. So that tells me that she made more 2s than she made what? How many more 2s did she make than 3s? 5. Okay. I'm checking to see if you comprehend what we're saying. Okay, so Jacquarius, how many points did she make in all? She made 30 points. Waylon, how many more 2 point shots did she make versus 3 point shots? 5 more. Okay. All right. All right, so we know she made 5 more 2s than she did 3. So although number 1 didn't tell us if she made a combination of 2s and 3s, number 2 tells us she made a combination of 2s and 3s, because she made 5 more 2s than she did what again? 3. So keep that in mind. And how many points did she make in all? But the question goes on to ask us, how many of each shot did she make? Anybody have an idea of how many of each shot she made based off of 1 and 2?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I got a good guess.
Okay, what's your guess?
Okay, so hear me out, okay? So, what's 3 times 5, right? Multiply that times 2. That way you get 30.
Let's not pay that any attention. Don't worry about that. Okay. All right, how many of you have no idea how many 2s and 3s she made?
I'm thinking,
Waylon, what are you thinking?
Well, she made 30 points, and she didn't make a free throw line, so that means like all her points had to be 2s and 3s. So
Have to do a little work. Okay. All right. Y'all listen. Hold on, Zanir. Hold on. Let me see what Zanir is saying. They're going to do the chart. She made a combination of them. I'm going to tell you how I know she made a combination, because number 2, statement 2 tells me that her 2 point shots is 5 more than the number of So that tells me right there she did make a combination of 2s and 3s. Okay.
Ain't this the exact same thing that we brushed up on before we did the ACAP?
Okay.
Like, when we
I
talking
think
about
I may have made you all watch a little video. I'm not sure.
Cause you remember when we were talking about hens and roosters and
Yes, I did the trial and error. Yes.
trial and error. That's
Yes.
what we
Okay.
call it.
So my chart right here is the trial and error chart. Okay. So I'm going to teach you all using this chart first, how to find it. And then I'm going to teach you by using an equation and graphing. So I'm going to teach you 2 ways to figure out the answer. The first way is trial and error. The second way is actual math, where you write equations and you graph them, and then you're able to see the answer. Okay. So 2 ways today. All right. So I'm going to use the text box. So I'm going to just put some numbers in here so to help you understand the chart, and then you're going to help me out. Okay, so the first column says the number of 2-pointers that she made. So let's just take a guess. So I'm going to just start off with 1 2-point shot. Okay, 1. If she made 1 2-point shot, how many points were made from that then? If you only make 1 2-point shot, how many points is that?
Eric Lopez to the office. Eric Lopez to the office.
I thought you said that we made 5 more.
There you go. We're going to get to that in a minute. So I want you to see that mine really doesn't make any what right now. But I'm just showing you how to use the chart, which leaves how many points to make 30 points. What's my remaining points to make 30?
28.
So I got to have 28 points to make 30. Okay. So if she made 1 2-point shot, she only scored 2 points from that, which means that remaining 28 points out there. Now this column here represents the number of 3-point shots she made to get these remaining points. But is there any way she can shoot 3s and get 28 points? No, that is what I call impossible. Okay. Okay, you can't do it. So you don't worry about even filling in anything else. All right, now I'm gonna go back to something Ashton said. Okay, we know she made 30 points, but we also know that she made 5 more 2s than she did what? So y'all give me another number to put here besides 1, because put 1 2-pointer doesn't make any what?
10.
Okay, let's do 10. All right, let's do 10. What if she made 10 2s? And how many points did she get from those 10 2s?
20.
Okay, put 20 points there. Okay, how many remaining points does that leave you with to make 30?
That wouldn't work.
That wouldn't work either. So you got to be a little more smart about it. Let's just think, because you can't get 10 points. Y'all think about it. Give me something else think about it where you can score some 2s and some 3s.
12. 13. No. 86.
What now?
Nancy said 30. What the world?
10. We just did 10 2-point shots. Y'all curious?
7.
12. Okay, let's try 12 2-point shots. Okay, and I'll go back and get yours in a minute. This doesn't work, Ashton. So if she scored 12 2-point shots, how many points did she get from that? 24. How many points would that lead to make 30 points then? Okay, that makes 30. Okay, but how many 3-pointers would she have to have scored to make 6 points?
2.
Yeah, that would have been 2 3-point shots. Okay, now that's fine. It does make how many points? Does make 30 points, so that would work. But remember, I told you a system is when the things work what? Yeah, so let's go back up here and see if it's working right. I satisfied number 1. Number 1 is she scored how many points? Okay, I satisfied number 1. But did I satisfy statement 2?
No, because you had
The number of 2-point shots is only 5 more than the number of.
3-point shots.
So how many 2-point shots did she make right here?
12.
How many 3-point shots did she make?
2.
12 isn't 5 more than 2. 12 is 10 more than.
2.
I didn't satisfy my system then.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's not going to work. Although I satisfied statement 1, I didn't satisfy statement 2 at the same time. Okay, I have to satisfy both at the same what? Yes, okay, give me another number that's definitely not gonna work then. 7, okay? Okay, how many points is that for the 2? 14 points. Everybody put 14 points. Okay, how many points does that leave? It's 14 plus what is 30? 16.
Oh, wait a minute.
Is that gonna work? Can you get 16 points from 3s?
No, you can do this.
That's impossible, guys.
Right, so,
So we know that didn't satisfy either of those statements.
no,
It didn't satisfy statement 1 nor statement 2, okay? I need another number then. Come on, y'all, think about it.
9.
Okay.
No, yes.
Let's try 9,
Wait,
okay?
wait.
Let's just try. No, Thomas, you don't think it's gonna work? Not 9?
Don't you get 18 points?
You get 18 points from,
And then that'll satisfy one on one, or with it?
let's see.
Because you can get 18 from.
Let's just fill in the table. Let's just fill in the table.
Don't do it. Miss Blue.
No, I'm gonna do it. I wanna do it. How many points is that from the 2s? If you scored 9 2s, how many points?
18.
Okay, go ahead and put your 18 points down. How many points left does it take to make 30 then? 18 plus what is gonna make it 30? Y'all can't count. 18 plus what makes 30? 12, thank you. Can you get 12 points from shooting 3s?
Yeah,
How many you gotta shoot?
4.
You gotta shoot 4 of them. Okay, that will give us,
30.
that I know that satisfies statement 1.
1.
Does it satisfy statement 2?
No.
Okay, let's go back and look at statement 2.
Oh, yes. it
Statement 2 says that the number of
is.
2-point shots is 5 more than the number of,
3 points.
so let's go down here. Is 9 5 more than 4?
Yeah. Yes. 4 and 5. 6.
Is 9 5 more than 4?
Yes. So I got it right.
Yes. Okay, everybody with me?
I satisfied 1 and 2. Right?
You satisfied 1 and 2 at the same what?
Time. And
At the
I was
same time.
satisfied 1, so I did win. Right.
Yes, you won. Okay. Everybody, do y'all understand? He's so happy. Do y'all understand that you can't solve these without them working together? Okay, that's why they call it a system. So do you all understand the meaning of a system now? Y'all do? Those two things have to work together. So if somebody just satisfies one statement, it's not going to give you an answer, is it?
No, man.
But if you satisfy both statements, it's going to give you your answer, all right? All right, so we know that Unique scored 9 2-point shots and 4 3-point shots. So skip over to the 3rd page for me. Now, remember, I told you I was going to show you 2 ways. One way was to guess. The other way is to actually do it in a mathematical fashion, okay? So I'm going to see if I can get that same answer mathematically. Everybody with me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, so here was statement 1, and here is statement 2. Now, I'm not going to make you write these equations because I didn't have enough time to teach you how to write them. So I'm going to write the equations for you, and then we're going to graph them, okay? So my option is to graph them and see if I can get the answer. Okay, but you don't have to write the equations. Let me write it for you. But I want you to see if you understand the equations that I write, although you won't be writing them, okay? So for statement 1, you can't write an equation. It says Unique scored 30 points in the basketball game. We know that because we read it on the other page. Not once did she go to the free throw line. So I can set up an equation for this. I'm going to let x equal to, please pay attention. I'm going to let x equal to the number of 2-point shots she made. Okay. So I'm going to let variables equal to the things I don't know. It asks me how many of each did she make. Well, I don't know how many 2 points, nor how many 3 points. So we're going to pretend like we don't know. We're going to pretend like we didn't guess and check, okay? All right, so I'm going to pretend like I also don't know the number of 3s. So I'm going to let y be the number of 3-point shots. Again, we're pretending like we don't know the answer, okay? So I'm showing you the other way you're gonna find the answer. Jacaden, are you with me? All right, so I do know she scored also a total of 30 points. Okay, so I know this. If I take the number of 2-point shots she makes and multiply it by 2, it's gonna tell me how many points she got from 2s, okay? If I take the number of 3-point shots she makes and multiply it by 3, it's gonna tell me the number of points she scored from 3s. And if I add them up, it should or better equal to what? 30. So I'm going to take the number of 2-point shots she made, which is X, and multiply it by 2. And then I'm going to add it to the number of 3-point shots she made and multiply that number by 3. And it should total up to be 30 points. Everybody understand that? Just like if X were 5, in other words, if she scored 5 of these 2s, then I could just do 5 times 2, which is 10 points is what she scored. Y'all with me? All right, but that's how I came up with the equation. Again, I don't really want you to focus on the equation right now. Now let me go to statement 2 and see if I can write an equation. It says unique number of 2-point shots. Well, her 2-point shots I have labeled as X. Is also when you see it in the statement, means equal. So I know X equals something. Well, X equals what? 5 more than the number of 3-point shots. But I let the number of 3-point shots be Y. So instead of 5 more than the number of 3-point shots, I'm going to write 5 more than Y. 5 more than Y is simply Y plus 5. Okay, but I don't want you to focus on how I'm writing that. I'm just going to take these two. So I'm going to write it up here, and you can write it on a sheet of paper. And this is option 2 of finding the answer, okay? Instead of trial and error. So we have 2x plus 3y equals to 30. And the other equation was x equals to y plus 5. And what did we say x was?
Number
Number of 2s. And we let y be the number of what?
3.
Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is my second option is to graph the equations. So do we know how to graph this one? 2x plus 3y equals to 30.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you have to solve for?
We start
Solve
off with X.
Solve for y. So that means I need to get rid of 2x and I need to get rid of 3. Which one of those do I get rid of first? Now this you write on paper.
So solve it first before you solve it.
Well, you got to solve it for m and b before you can graph. Unless you want to plug and chug, you want to just make up some numbers to put in for x and see what you get out for y. But still, I taught you to solve for y. Okay, everybody with me? So get rid of the 2x by changing the sign. Jacaden, what are you doing, babe? You getting paper? You should have just used your do now paper.
I thought you were stopping me. I thought you were telling me that
You got your paper for do now? For your do now? Just write on it.
Wait, no, I did.
You did all that work on the computer?
And I just write it in.
Y'all, look, when I show you how to do something, do I want you just writing the answers down? No. You need paper? Okay, he has some. All right, so that's going to give us 3y equals to, and I like to put my x term first. 3y equals to negative 2x plus 30. Now, how do I get rid of that 3? Thank you. How do I get rid of that 3, guys?
You divide
Divide every term by,
3.
so I'm going to end up with y equals to negative 2/3 x. And what's 30 divided by 3?
10.
Okay, so who can tell me what m is now?
10.
Oh.
No, I'm sorry, negative 2/3.
And what's b?
You do 10.
Can we graph that?
Yes, ma'am.
Y'all let me know when you're ready to graph, because you're going to have to graph on the computer.
You gotta start it like
You got to start where? You got to graph on the computer.
at 10 on the y-axis.
Yeah, y'all do it. Go to 10 on the y-axis. Make sure you're counting correctly. Go to 10. Matter of fact, y'all grab that whole thing, put the extra points on there and everything, okay?
Really, really good.
What?
That's what I did. I forgot to do it.
You created it now? That's fine. You just got all the other stuff on there, all the extra work. Punch your 10. You got it?
Yeah.
Let me plot it while I'm telling you to do it. I gotta find 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Make sure I didn't miscount. Yeah, I didn't.
I didn't.
Okay, now this says for the slope, go down 2 and what?
Right.
Yeah, down 2 and right 3. And put as many dots on here as possible, down and to the right. So let's go down 2 and to the right 3. Bless you. All right, down 2 to the right 3, down 2 to the right 3, down 2 to the right 3. Or you can reverse it and do what? Up 2 and to the left 3. Y'all get your shapes tool out and pick line. Let's do a line. Make sure you draw the line.
Joshua Harrison to the office. Joshua Harrison to the
They call Joshua every day. Okay, we got our line for that one. Now I just gotta do the other one. All right, we got that one. Ignore that bottom graph. You got it, Waylon? You do? You on the top graph, right? You can leave it on the bottom if you want to. It should fit.
Yes, ma'am. It should fit. Yes, ma'am. It should fit.
Okay, all right, let me go ahead and solve on this one. To solve on this one, I need to get rid of the 5. So I'm simply going to change the sign. I'm going to put my imaginary 1 right here. So this is 1x minus 5 equals to y. And what is m? Not 1x. 1 over what? 1 over 1.
Right.
You need a rise and a what?
One, right?
Jackie, stop trying to clean it up. It's not working.
Okay.
Okay, what's b?
No, 5. Negative 5.
Negative 5. Okay, let's plot that one, guys. Oh, you can't use the bottom one then. The bottom one doesn't have negative on it, does it? Oh, you can't use the bottom one, babe. Let me go to negative 5. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative. Okay. And then just go move according to the slope. So the slope says go up 1 and right 1, guys. All right, here we go. I'm just going to keep doing it in purple. Up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1. You got to keep going. Y'all, look, let me tell you something. When you get to a system, working with a system, you have to keep going until it meets the other line. Okay, so keep putting dots on there until it meets the other line, all right? So keep going. Up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1. Did it meet it? Did mine meet the other line? Yes, so I'm going to stop right now. And draw my Ooh, that's too thin, definitely. I can't even see that. Draw my line. If it doesn't meet it, if it's not like when you start putting the dots on there and then it's not going toward the other line, reverse the slope, okay? All right, who can tell me where they meet now? What does my purple dot meet my green dot? What ordered pair?
9, 4.
It meets it at 9, 4.
I said
How many 2-point shots did she score?
9 and 4. I mean,
And how many 3-point shots?
4.
Now look up here. What did I let my X be? My X was a number of what?
2.
Which was my X was a 9. So I know she scored 9 twos. And my Y was a 4. So I know she scored 4 threes. Okay, everybody with me? So if you want to find an answer, what you can do is just graph their equations. I'm going to give the equations to you. You don't have to make them up. So you take what I give you and graph them and see where they what. You see where they meet. And that will give you your answer.
Yes, ma'am.
How many of you would just rather take the equations I give you and graph them and see where they meet? How many of you would rather do trial and error? You might be guessing for a while. Graphing using M and B is easy. You just graph them and tell me where they meet. That's going to give you your answer. It's going to give you your X and your Y. Okay? I would rather graph and just get my answer.
Mr. Blue, why are you equation shaming me?
Well, you're going to have to learn it. All right, y'all listen. That's the whole standard for 8th grade is you have to learn how to use equations to get the answers to these systems. All right? Also, this is just one answer because this one only had one answer. But it is possible for a system to have no solution. Anybody know what the graphs would look like if you had no solution? So right here, they only intersect in how many spots? They only intersect in one spot, so you have one solution. But is it possible for the system to have no answer, no solution?
Yes.
Yes, but the lines wouldn't what?
Intersect.
They wouldn't intersect. So what kind of lines would they have to be if they never touch? If you put them on a graph together,
It would be vertical.
No.
I'll give you $20 if you can tell me.
You give me $20 if I
If you can tell me what kind of lines.
what kind of lines. There will be a linear function.
You.
Parallel lines.
G.
I should have told him I'll give him $20. He got it right. I'm gonna give you $20 over the course of the month.
Okay, you want to know my cash out? It's Snooky. SNOOKY 20.
Yeah, you know what? I got that Monopoly money ready for you.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm gonna give you something though. I promise I will. I'm not gonna do you like that.
Yes, ma'am. You just need to
Oh gosh. All right, y'all, heads up. Let me show you something. So Ashton says that if there were parallel lines, you wouldn't have a solution. So I'm gonna put some parallel lines on here. So in other words, when you graph these things, the answer is where they what? Meet. But if I threw parallel lines on here, okay, these are parallel, they never what? Which no matter how far they keep going, they will never ever touch. So if they never meet, there will never be a what? Solution. If you see something like this, it's no solution. Okay. Okay. Well, you're pretending like mines won't touch. Okay. They're not drawn to scale. I tried to make them look parallel. Pretend like they're parallel for real. Okay. I did a pretty good job though, don't y'all think? Okay, so we understand how you get no solution. That means that statement 1 will never work with statement what? 2. Or equation 1 will never work with equation 2, where you can satisfy both of them at the same time. It just won't happen no matter what you do. Also, there's another possibility. Oh, you can pack, never mind. But listen to this one last possibility. Only her, because she needs help right now. There's one more possibility, guys. Y'all listen. if you took a line and grafted it, and then you graft the other line and this happened, what happened there?
It's
Where are they touching it now?
everywhere.
So how many solutions do you think you'd have there? Infinitely many.
That's $20 more you go.
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna be broke dealing with you. Okay, infinitely many solutions. All right, so there are 3 types of solutions to a system. You can get one answer where they only intersect in,
1 spot,
or you can have no solution where the lines are what?
parallel.
Or you can have infinitely many solutions where one line lies on top of the other one and they touch everywhere. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, what you're gonna do in class is I'm gonna give you the equations and you're gonna graph them and tell me what the answer is, okay? All right. Now you all, Miss Pat. So now you go ahead.
Back now.
Zaneri, where you getting your surgery? Who's your doctor?
Dr. Dumas, right?
No, Dr. Rico.
Where is he located?
No, not the surgeon. I'm talking about my doctor. The one that said that I had to have surgery. That's her name, but I don't know who doing it. And they didn't tell me. They didn't tell me when.
Where you don't know where they're gonna send you to get it done?
Birmingham. They sent me, but they didn't tell me what they.
Okay.
No, my doctor's name, his name's Dr. Kuro.
That's my son's doctor.
He's a asthma specialist